Medieval castles, fortresses of power, prestige, and control. Segment 1. The rise of medieval castles. In the aftermath of Rome's fall, Europe sought new forms of defense and order. Castles emerged as the answer-stone fortresses that protected rulers and their subjects from invasion. Rising from wooden motte and bailey structures, these castles became enduring monuments to the new medieval world. The earliest castles were modest, yet revolutionary. Built swiftly on earth mounds, they gave lords control over surrounding lands. With their watchtowers, gates, and wooden palisades, they offered both security and authority, setting the stage for centuries of castle-building innovation. As kingdoms expanded, castles grew more ambitious. Stone replaced wood, creating fortresses able to withstand sieges. These new structures symbolized permanence, power, and wealth. They were no longer just shelters, but the beating hearts of growing realms. The rise of castles reflected more than strategy, it represented shifting society. Lords cemented their influence. Peasants found protection, and rival rulers measured strength in stone. Thus, the age of castles defined a new order, where survival, prestige, and dominance depended on towering walls and impenetrable gates. Segment 2. Strategic architecture and design. Every castle was a masterpiece of design, shaped by necessity and ingenuity. Thick stone walls, narrow arrow slits, and towering battlements turned each fortress into a near-impenetrable stronghold, ready to repel invaders with precision and force. The moat, drawbridge, and portcullis were more than dramatic features. They were critical defenses. These barriers slowed attackers, forcing them into vulnerable positions, while defenders rained arrows, stones, or boiling oil from above. Each feature worked in harmony to ensure survival in times of war. At the heart stood the keep, both residence and last refuge. Its elevated position commanded sweeping views of the landscape, allowing defenders to anticipate threats. Within its walls, rulers exercised both military command and daily governance, reinforcing the castle's dual role as fortress and home. Beyond defense, design reflected authority. Towers rose to intimidate, walls demonstrated wealth, and interiors displayed refinement. Castles were not only fortifications, but statements of dominance, artfully crafted to remind all who approached of the power contained within. Segment 3. Life within the castle walls. Behind the imposing walls lay a bustling world. Servants, soldiers, craftsmen, and nobles coexisted, each with a role sustaining the community. Kitchens, stables, and workshops hummed with activity, turning the fortress into a self-sufficient hub of medieval life. Daily routines intertwined labor and ceremony. Knights trained in courtyards, lords presided over disputes, and feasts marked celebrations. Religion, too, played a central role, with chapels providing spiritual guidance and reminding inhabitants of divine authority sustaining their hierarchy. Life was not without hardship. Cold stone chambers, dimly lit halls, and strict duties shaped existence. Yet festivals, music, and tournaments offered respite, transforming the castle into a stage for grandeur and cultural expression, balancing work with spectacle. The castle was a microcosm of medieval society. Hierarchies governed every aspect of life, from noble privilege to peasant labor. Within its walls, power and service, duty and festivity, hardship and hope blended into the rhythm of a world ruled by stone. Segment 4. Castles as symbols of power and authority. Beyond their walls, castles projected strength across the land. Their towers dominated horizons, reminding subjects and rivals alike of a lord's command. They were monuments to authority, where loyalty was demanded and power firmly displayed. Castles served as seats of governance. Here, rulers held courts, collected taxes, and administered justice. Their halls echoed with decrees shaping lives of thousands, blending the roles of military stronghold and political capital into one imposing structure. Diplomacy, too, unfolded within castles. Alliances were forged, marriages arranged, and treaties signed under vaulted ceilings. These fortresses became backdrops for intrigue and ambition, influencing the course of kingdoms and generations. For commoners, castles symbolized both security and dominance. They offered protection against invaders, yet also reminded people of their place in feudal hierarchy. Towering stone sentinels, castles reinforced the reality that power in the medieval world was both protective and commanding. Segment 5. Legacy of medieval castles in modern culture. Though their military role has faded, castles remain timeless symbols of history and imagination. Their ruins and restorations draw millions, offering glimpses into a world where stone defined both destiny and power. Writers, filmmakers, and artists continue to draw inspiration from these fortresses. Castles appear in epic tales, fantasy worlds, and cinematic adventures, embodying both the romance and harshness of medieval life. They bridge past and present through cultural memory. Preserved castles today serve as museums, landmarks, and heritage sites. They educate, inspire, and preserve the legacy of their builders. Visitors walk their halls, climb their towers, and imagine the lives once woven into every stone. The legacy of castles is enduring. They stand as testaments to human ingenuity, ambition, and resilience. From their defensive brilliance to their cultural resonance, castles remind us that history lives not only in books, but in the stones that continue to shape our imagination.